Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Exy, as we get started here, as we are waiting for the practice session to finish up here in Season 11, Round 1 at Monza Grand Prix, everybody. It is truly an honor to have all of you guys here with us as we get going here. It's truly going to be, it's truly going to be a blast here. As you can see, the drivers are sitting on the grid right now as we're finishing up free practice with 59 seconds left. We're definitely going to have a different toss-up with the drivers here. We're definitely going to be interviewing some of the drivers during the race to see how they do. And also new is you get to see me. Hey, how's it going, everybody? And it's definitely going to be an interesting one. We're definitely going to be interviewing some of the drivers as they are racing and definitely getting a feel for what it is through qualifying that they are going through. They got 30 seconds left, so everybody is going through. We do have for this season Pro, AM, and Silver, so that is definitely fun there as well. So yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one for the season as we get going. For the viewers that are watching, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's truly an honor to have you guys here as we start rolling through. So we're just going to be waiting. We got about 5 seconds left for the drivers to cross the line. So far right now, the pros that are up in practice is Irfan, Molina, Hamza, Bandera. Bandera is a new driver here, ladies and gentlemen. Huge shout out to them. Irfan making his return. Shuffler there in P5. Molina in P6. Then we got Farmer down in P7. Kowalczyk in P8. Andre Lloyd in 9. Jaschke in 10. Felix Ballant in 11. So this whole race will develop soon. So for this format in the opening race for this season, we will be doing qualifying and 2 20-minute sprint races. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are tossing it up this season and seeing how we play things out for this race. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how everyone does the sprint races as we change things up for this Monza race. So as we see Christopher Shuffler in the chat letting everybody know about qualifying and everything, about not using the in-game chat as we get going. Yeah, it's definitely good to be back. Good to see everybody here. I'm happy to be here and definitely showcasing the stream here for everybody in this race. So we'll definitely get everything going and then definitely take a look and then pull some of these drivers in here to talk as qualifying has started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's switch it over to the drive here as we get going here in the broadcast feature. So let's take a look. We'll see looks like Christopher Shuffler and looks to be Farmer battling it out to roll out the grid as we get going. So this is definitely going to be a battle. Shuffler moving up into the pro position. So a lot of our drivers here in this series have been readjusting themselves. We moved a lot of the drivers from pro from silver to pro, some of them from AM up to pro. We had Kowal, Valone, they moved up to silver. We had Shuffler, Andre Lloyd, Molinas, Felix Palant, they all moved up into the pro category as well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one to see how all these drivers play out and how they work their way around the grid here in this battle as they go through. So now we see Shuffler, he's working up to the Lesmo turn 1 and Lesmo turn 2 as he goes through. He's going to have Farmer right in front of him as well. So let's just slide our way down here. Let's take a look. Felix Palant going in to the first chicane here. He's sitting P19 right now with no time set in with the online racing collective between him and Andre Lloyd. The two, he's running the Podium Hunters Edition, all blacked out ORC car. Huge shout out to the Podium Hunter guys. They've been battling it out there over in SRA and the other Enduro series. Definitely honorable mentions for some of the other fast guys here. And into the VC we have in the podium booth is Katz. Welcome, Katz. It's truly an honor to have you here. I hope all is well.
Hey, yeah.
So let's take a look. We know Farmer's going to be the driver that is going to be setting the fast lap right now, coming out into the main straight here in that NSX GT3 as he works his way down the front straight, and he crosses the front straight line here, working his way down. We're going to move some of the cameras around here and see what happens. Definitely keep an eye on him as he works his way through the first chicane. Nice and tight, not hitting any of those curbs. He's trying to maximize the time that he has as he works his way through. So right now, he's going to be the pace setter. What can he do with that NSX? Right now, we're optimum times right now with that NSX. What is it possible for him to do in the time that he's going to set so far over here? As he comes around, see Shuffy catching a little bit of dirt in that background here. Right now, we have 28 drivers here for the opening stint here of the season. As they go through, catching a little bit of dirt, a little bit of a bounce. See Farmer coming up to Ascari. He's looking strong. He's showing good pace. The question is can he hold it and can he, capitalize on this pace here? So he goes through the Parabolica. So he wraps it around. Onto the front straight. Crosses the line with a 47.8 as of right now. So that is provisional pole. Shuffler coming in with a 48.442. He's 0.5 off the pace. Let's see. Jashke right now. Molina 3.393 in the Maca right behind Farmer. Working his way through. Let's take a look. Let's see who else we have moving across the line here. Let's see, we have Liam McNeil pulling in into P4 right now, 2.2. Swalsik, 5.5 seconds off the pace in the overall. Allen Zoo, 2.7. Zoo putting in the fast times. Ken Anderson, 1.6 off the time. So right now, these drivers are definitely pulling the times in. As you see, a freight trains with Kowal, Ryan, Rorik, and it looks to be another McLaren. I can't see which one that is as they cross the line. Here, Kowal slotting himself up to P6, 1.445 off the pace. He pulls off to the side, allow Felix Palant through. Alan Zoo sitting in P11 right now. Kimball up to P6 with 1.1 seconds off the pace. Then we have the return of Lacroix. In that 196 Aston Martin here. He's coming up to the first chicane, heavy on the brakes. Let's see what he can do. Nice and tight, missing a lot of that curbing as he goes through here in this qualifying session. We still have 14 minutes left to play. A lot of drivers looking good. Irfan up to the top with a 47-1 right now in that qualifying spot. LaRock still waiting to set a time in. Let's jump down here. Let's take a look at Felix Palant. He still has yet to set a time. Andre Lloyd, he's up 6/10 right now as he goes through. Easton is also up another 8. Kowalski up 4.1 seconds, but Andre Lloyd right now, we're going to follow with him as he comes through the Parabolica, catching all of that track there all the way out to the outside as he works his way around. And we're going to jump over to Jacob here. Jacob actually jumps up into the P14 spot. Here goes Lloyd. Lloyd to P5. 1.1 seconds off the pace. Hamza in that Jaguar. 4/10 off up into that P2 spot. Now we got Easton 1.9 seconds in the Mustang through Ascari, catching the curbing as he works his way around. The bend all the way wide, trying not to invalidate his lap. 2.1 seconds. This will jump him into that top 10 right now if he can hold it all together. Can he hold it all together with that 2.2 seconds through the Parabolica as he wraps his way around here and onto the front straight? Trying to utilize all the line that he can. Up to P14, getting knocked down based on other people's times coming in. As of right now, let's see, do we have any big movers? Hamza in the Jaguar. Hamza, a very fast driver here at GTMR. He definitely locked in and wanted to do a very fun. Now he's 3/10 off the pace of Irfan. Irfan resetting the pole position at a 146.777. Hamza wanted to do a little bit of a fun mode with me, so I gave him 6 cars ranging from the Jaguar, the M6, other cars like that, the V12 Aston. He gets to select what car he wants to run for that one series, for that one race. He can only race it one time, and then he can't race it again. So this is awesome to see him holding down in that Jaguar, setting very good pace as of there for so far. Let's take a look. Kent Anderson working his way up. He's 3/10 in the Aston Martin, holding that real tight line as he's working his way around. As he crosses the line, and that is P16 right now. Patrick Debut, 5/10 up. He's in P13 right now as he's working his way through. Let's see what he can do. He's up on his time. See as he crosses the line. That puts him up to P9 right now, 1.4 seconds off the pace. Let's take a look here and see what else we have. Louis Bonara up 3:10. Louis Bonara is up 7/10 right now in the Macca as he works his way around the bend. A little bit of a squirreliness as he goes into the Parabolica, trying to work his way out of that corner there. Trying to keep an eye on him as he comes out. And he crosses the line. That's going to put him P20 in that silver class. Ryan Rourke, he's up 2/10. He comes out of see if he can hold into this, because if he gets that 3/10, he'll be able to jump past Austin Broman here for that P25 spot. And he does. He gets that P25 2/10 ahead, but he's still 2/10 behind James Parks. As we see right now, Matt Ogilville, he is working on that Skechers BMW, trying to set in a good time. Dubo? Is that how it's pronounced, like Dubo? Dubo? Okay. My apologies. I truly am sorry. She's already yelling at me in the chat. My bad. As we see, Matt still has yet to set a time, and he's working his way around the track. And we see, who else do we have as a big mover? Farmer up 3/10 right now as he goes through here. Catching a little bit of the curbing here. And we got Farmer through Ascari, looking solid, 4/10 now. So this should be able to reel him in down into that top 3 ahead of the Molina brothers. As he comes through with that NSX down into the Parabolica. Let's see if he can hold it through. He's up 5/10 now. Crosses the line. That puts him P3. 4/10 back from Irfan, so there is still time to gain. Let's see. Andrew Jaschke's up 2/10 as he works his way around. Exactly. It's French. It's understandable. Well, I do have a problem with pronunciation of last names. Like Laroc, I call him Lacroix. And then, so I got yelled at for a bunch of times. But it was fun. But I got yelled at a bunch of times. So Jaschke up 4/10 now. He's working his way through here out of Lesbo 2 with a bit of a wiggle. Lost about a 10th coming out of there. Oh, here's Lesbo 2, my bad. Lost about a wiggle out of that Mustang here. He's sitting P10. He's trying to do what he can to get into that P8, P7 spot to catch DeBow and Bandera here as well. So definitely see what he can through Ascari. Can he pick up any more time? Oh, he loses the back end of it. Liam McNeil now up 5/10 in the Ferrari here as he goes through. Now he's going through Lesmos 1 in the Curve Sport Ferrari 296. He's up a whole entire second, so this is definitely beneficial for him because if he can hold this 1 second and move up, and that's got to be an invalidation right there for going off. But if he was able to hold that whole entire second through the whole entire lap, that would have bumped him up from that 3.2 back from pole all the way up to right around P16, which would have put him right up there for the lone. We know he's got the pace. We know he's got the capabilities of attacking and going fast. But now we've got, Matt losing the back end of it on the corner. He is stuck right now. Oh, as he returns to the garage. Let's take a look. Do you have any other big movers right now here on the track here? And let's take a look at some of the newer drivers we have. Joel Bandera going down into the first chicane in that safety green McLaren here, which is definitely definitely super bright here on the screen. He is up a 10th as he's working his way through, but we'll keep an eye on him. Let's take a look. Where is Laroc here? Laroc is about to cross the line. So we see, let's take a look. Josh Kimball's up 3/10 in the Roxy car as he goes through. He's going to try to work his way through the grid. It looks like he has a Molina near him, and he's got a Shuffler right in front of him. Shuffler's going to allow him through to keep up on his time, but Kimball losing it coming into the chicane. Definitely a loss right there in time. Maybe he's able to keep it up and pick up the time. Let's take a look. Mr. Chestnut, Chris Chestnut here in the 296. He looks like he improved his time, but he pulled off the track, and he is P22 right now. So we've got that going there for them. So right now, a lot of these drivers in the back of the grid aren't fully improving a lot, and they're a little bit off the pace, but we'll definitely have to keep as we go through here. Let's see if we got any big movers. We still have Joe Bandera going through the final parabolica here in P7. He is up 3/10. So this 3/10 could leapfrog him and put him a little bit higher, and it does. Slots him into P6 ahead of Christopher Shuffler here. Let's take a look as well. We got Andrew Jaschke. He's up a 10th. He hasn't been moving up a whole lot as well. And then, so yeah, that's definitely a interesting one to say the least for his pace. We'll have to keep an eye on him and see what he can do to improve. Ice Tin up 2/10 in the Mustang. So definitely we're seeing a very big adjustment in teams. We've got a few less Mustangs this season. We've got a little bit more McLarens. Right now, the McLarens at 4, 5, and 6. Right now, it's being held out by an Aston, a Jaguar, and an NSX in that top 3. Kent Anderson, one of the drivers that we have here in the Aston Martin, he actually just got his driver's license today. So if you live anywhere near him, please be safe and do not drive when he's driving for your safety. In the all-black Aston Martin as he works his way through Ascari. As he goes through, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye here. You know, let's bring in Alan Zhu here from the grid area, and then let's have a little chit-chat with him real quick here. Let's just pull him over here. Move to...
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who created all the GT Meister Racing League liveries, Mr. Alan Zhu, in the comms booth here with us. Mr. Alan, it's truly an honor to have you here. I'd like to talk to you about your qualifying session right now. You're sitting strong for the AM class as of right now in that 3rd spot right now. Some drivers looking to be moving up into silver. How do you feel like your overall pace for the AM class is working right now here at Monza?
Firstly, thanks for the awesome introduction. To answer your question, honestly, Monza is not my strongest, at least relative to most field, I feel. It doesn't really play to my car's strengths either. So honestly, I think today's plan is just kind of keep it safe, keep it consistent, stay out of the T1 death zone, because we know that's just how Monza is, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, no, it's 100% true. You know, we've talked to the drivers prior and during qualifying, keeping an eye, making sure, you know, your best judgment is just to tap the brakes a little bit. Don't over rush things going into turn 1. Now, overall, I mean, you feel the track evolving more, feeling a little bit better as you guys race through, or, you know, how does everything feel out for the car?
Honestly, with the way practice and quality has been going, I'm not really confident it'll get better after the first few laps. As we know, the 992 Porsche has some rear tire issues, especially with the sort of heavy braking and heavy trail braking you want to do at Monza. I foresee chewing my rear tires a lot and the car getting super squirrely as the 2 races get to the end, honestly.
I can definitely see that 100%, and we would like to say, hey, we wish you the best of luck. You've got about 40 seconds left at the end of qualifying to get your mindset ready for the double 20-minute sprint race, so we want to wish you the best of luck going into your race.
Thank you very much, and hope everyone enjoys the stream.
Thank you. There you have it, ladies. Alan Zhu, one of our sole ACC livery creator. He does amazing liveries. As you can see, the green Porsche there in the background as we were watching some of these drivers work their way through. As of right now, we don't have anybody up on their time around the grid. A lot of these drivers are sitting out a little bit right now as they are waiting because the timer is down and we're just waiting to see who is about to finish and cross the line. Let's take a look here. We got Jude Molina working through what looks to be coming up to the second chicane here, and there's a yellow flag here as he approaches. Oh, looks like one of the cars possibly is off the track here. Oh, he pulls off as well. Louis Benara pulls off, so they're going to call it that right there for their lap and their run. Farmer going to be trying to set a faster time? Farmer coming through the second chicane here. He's not improved yet. He's got Shuffler right behind him, so maybe Shuffler can get a tow there to help boost Shuffler up there a little bit further up and get ahead of Jaschke. Right now, Jaschke sitting ahead of Shuffler only by .030. And Shuffler is the guy who was giving Jaschke the setup helps and tips here in this qualifying session. So I don't think he's going to be giving him many tips anymore. So here comes Farmer through a scar. He's going to back out of it. Here comes Shuffler though. Is Shuffler on pace? Oh, Shuffler loses the back end of it out of Ascari. Ooh, there goes the destroyed front end. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your qualifying session. Irfan 1, Hamza 2, Farmer P3. Anthony Molina bringing it into P4. Jude Molina 5, Joel Bandera P6, Andrew Jaschke 7, Shuffler P8. And then we have Dubois in P9 and LaRock in P10. Truly and awesome to see these drivers all here with us as they work their way through the grid. So like what we do all the time here at GTMR, we will be doing the grid walk through the drive here. So let's take a look here. I'm trying to remember the button commands here for the, hey, hello, there we go. Hey, we're inside. So for those that aren't used to this, we like to do the grid walk here at GTMR. So let's back it up here. And here you have it. Irfan up into P1 with Hamza in P2. Farmer in that NSX P3. Anthony Molina and then Jude Molina, the brother, battling out. Definitely interesting to see how they battle it out and if something happens to them. Then we have Bandera in the P6. Andrew Jaschke in P7. Christopher Shuffler in P8. Dubois in that wonderful paint scheme in that P9, LaRock in 10, Easton 11, Kowalsk in 12, Andre Lloyd bringing it into P13, Josh Kimball, the highest AMs person, is in P14. We'll possibly look at seeing him being moved up here coming into the following race. Felix Palant, P15, Kent Anderson, P16, Curtis Vallone in the P17, Kowal 18 in that super dirty Porsche, and then we have Stefan Buckley in the 19 in that GTR, followed by Matt Ogilville in the P20, Louis Benara in that P21. Oh, there we go. Liam McNeil in that P22, Chestnut in that P24 spot, followed by Alan Zhu, the guy we were talking about earlier with the different livery paints. As we can see, there is a QR code that you can scan, and that will take us right to your sim grid. James Parks in the back here in that P25 spot here as well. Then Ryan Rourke in that P26, followed by Austin Bowman in P27, and then P28 bringing it in is Patrick Allen. And there is your starting grid of the 28 drivers here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get things rolling. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. It's a 20-minute split for full formation lap. These drivers are definitely going to have to produce and push as hard as they possibly can to work their way around the track without having a lot of issues here as we get going. If there's a driver that you guys would like to see and showcase in this race, please let me know. We'll definitely get to it the best that we possibly can here in this series. So we'll definitely keep an eye on the drivers. Now, the big movers that I can see happening here is, one, we've got the two Molina brothers. We've got the two Molina brothers here in P4 and P5, just chilling up in the front. Are there going to be brother orders? Are there going to be team orders? Are they going to tell them, hey, this is what we want you to do? We see Irfan rolling out in the formation lap. Farmer definitely trying to get as much grip as he possibly can as they roll out here as well. Andrew Jaschke, an Apollo champion in the ARC category. Can he capitalize on that prior experience and actually be good. Christopher Shuffler had what it takes to be in that top spot in the silver class moving up into pro. Can he capitalize at the start with people's misfortunes? There's a possibility there. With the new drivers, Mr. Patrick, aka Dub in the 3-letter word, he is looking really strong in that Rockefeller Racing Esports Mustang. What can he do? Can he develop? Can he grow? Can he push here in this league to get into that P1 spot there in the end of the race? It's definitely going to be an interesting one. And also LaRock now showcasing and showing up in this race. So that's definitely going to be an interesting one. The Canadian on Canadian battle of P9 and 10. That's definitely going to be something really to look at. Now we're going to slide back down here. Valone and Kowal, the top 2 AM drivers, the 2 drivers that battled it out at the top of the championship. Valone came out top, and now going into this season, you can see Kowal and Valone now battling it tight again in the silver class. That is definitely going to be something interesting to see how that plays out. And can Ken Anderson keep that Aston Martin locked in throughout the whole entire race to see how he battles and how he goes through? As we move our way down to the AM class, as we see Josh Kimball will probably get bumped. Matt is probably going to get bumped here, the newer driver, number 42. He's probably going to jump bump in the silver class based on the pace and the performance. But in this AM class category, we have Alan Zhu and James Parks here battling it out. James Parks, the hidden weapon. He is a very quick but conservative driver. We've seen him have a lot of pace throughout the race. Thank you for the follow, Casa. I apologize. I did not see that. Thank you for the follow, 7 Hill Games. I apologize on that. I did not see that. But can Alan Zhu do something? Can he pull out a strong win in the AM class here in the opening first race of the season? Ryan Rourke, he is now in. He is in the Macca. Can he pull something off here back in P26 for that AM split as we get started to go? As we watch the drivers come around and they are lining up here before they get to the Parabolica Irfan, leading them ahead. So this is definitely going to be an interesting one, to say the least, how these drivers are going to play out here in the start of this race. As they go through, definitely keep an eye on this. Side by side they go up to the Parabolica. Who's going to try to risk it for the biscuit here at the start? 20 minutes. The calm before the storm as we are about to get going. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to start off here, waiting for the green light. Green, green, green. We are a way to go. The 20-minute sprint has started. Irfan making his way. Hamza now looking on the outside. Farmer's going to try it down on the inside. 3 wide down into the first chicane. Here we go through into the heavy braking zone. What is going to happen here? Who's going to check up? Who's going to lose? You saw Kowal lose the back end just a hair as they go through. The Molina brothers battling it out as they work through the first chicane here. Looks to be possibly clean as we get a beautiful start of the race. I do not see a whole lot of yellows here as we go through. A little bit of tapping, a little bit of driving. A lot of these drivers getting mixed up here at the start. Irfan still leading out in the race. He has lost a little bit, and as you see Farmer, and it looks to be, as we wait for the system to cycle through here, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the inconvenience here as we'll jump back down here. Shuffler now in the battle with Jaski. Bandera in the front. Anthony Molina moves up. Hamza slides up. Farmer slides up to P2. Dubois in that P8 spot. Right now we have a Mustang freight train. The front engine rear-wheel drive cars battling it out in the top 6 through 10 position as they battle through here. And then after that, 11 through 15 is literally Aston, Porsche, Aston, Porsche, Aston, Porsche, Aston, Porsche. Here they go through a Scar. You can see Shuffler getting a better run out of there compared to Jaschke. Jaschke having to try to hold off Shuffler in this race as we see Farmer trying to hold back. Now we're going to slide our way back down here. Felix Palant getting attacked by Colwall here at the start of this race. Felix Palant losing a little bit, trying to hold off with Andre Lloyd in front of it. Colwall taking a look on the inside. Kent Anderson trying to make something stick. Zoo and Rorik definitely making it stick here in the start of the race there. P19 and P20, I apologize that, ladies and gentlemen, in the GTMR Porsche here as they work their way through Rorik. So we're going to slide back up here, Felix Palant, and then we've got, let's take a look, Colwall now getting attacked by Ken Anderson. Ken Anderson swooping right in front of him into the braking zone, heavily on the brakes. Here they go through. Ken Anderson is trying to make it stick here through the chicanes. We're going to slot our way back up here to the front here as we battle it out. Hamza now separates himself from Farber about a whole entire second. Irfan trying to work his way through the grid. Now we're going to drop back down here and take a look at Andrew Jaschke. Oh, there's a little bit of a tap in the back end. Joel Bandera losing the back end. Now he's going to have to wait it out through the first chicane. He catches the front bumper. Oh, Jaschke getting rear-ended. Hopefully he possibly got through here with 17 minutes left to play here in this race. Heavily on the brakes as they go through Lesmo 2. DeBow now chasing him down with the Aston Martin of LaRock and Eisen. Kowalski in this massive freight train as we see Curtis Falone and Jacob. Curtis Falone, there should be, it looks like to be Eiston with all that damage here as they come up to Ascari. Eiston's going to try to work his way through here with Andre Lloyd in the freight train, followed by Stefan Buckley with Hamza now setting the fastest lap. Stefan Buckley goes super wide. Hopefully he can save it. Oh, and he loses it in the dirt. Oh, and Andre Lloyd has been able to save it right there here. And Eison's going to try to hold off Curtis Falone down into the Parabolica, heavily on the brakes. Curtis Falone going around the outside of Eison here in the start of the race as they work their way around. Irfan now resetting the fastest lap. Farmer 2/10 behind Irfan. Going to try to get that toe at the start of the race here as they work their magic through. Irfan closing the Farmer closing the door a little bit. Irfan making it through. And so he's going to squeeze through. So that's going to drop down the group right there for a little bit. Eiston trying to hold off Andre Lloyd here into the first chicane as they work their way through. Or Eiston trying to do everything he possibly can with all that damage as we watch the drivers slide their way through here and trying to do everything here as we see Liam McNeil in that GTMR Curve Sport Edition 296. He's going to try everything he possibly can. He's got Ken Anderson right behind him. Alan Zhu looking super strong in the AM class, separating himself big here in this race. Ooh, Ken Anderson with a little bit of the rear end tap right there. So we see a big jumble up right there in the through that chicane. I don't know what happened right there. Definitely be interesting to say the least to see what had happened right there in that race. That is interesting, ladies and gentlemen, here. And as some of the drivers work their way through and they get through here, let's take a look. We're going to drop back down here a little bit. Take a look here. As we see Chestnut through. Now Bandera through with Colwall. James Parks is through. See a lot of drivers off here in the pits. Let's take a look. Let's see where Colwall's at. Colwall is trying to chase down Bandera here. Looks like Matt losing a little bit of the back end here at the start of the race as we see Anthony Molina now on the back end of Farmer. He's going to try to take a look for that P3 spot. Molina going to slightly go for the outside maneuver. Farmer going for the heavily squeeze. Heavily on the brakes. Here they go into the chicane. Molina's going to try to go side by side. Farmer squeezes it out as they work their way through here and getting on to after the chicane and working their way through. So So right now, Hamza sitting there P1 in that Jaguar, resetting the fastest lap. Irfan 1.6 seconds back here as we'll jump back down here as we see Andre Lloyd now chasing down Liam McNeil here for that P8 spot here. Andre Lloyd trying to work up the grid and trying to see what he can do here. Can Andre Lloyd make it stick in this series? Heavily on the brakes here. Lloyd not being able to make something work here as they go through. So right now, Alan Zhu being the big winner out here with a lot of the issues here that drivers are having. He's sitting there in that P10 spot in that AM class here as he goes through. Ooh, Liam catching a lot of that dirt, but right now, Alan Zhu is now getting attacked by Chestnut and Joel Bandera here as they work their way down the back straight. Can Chestnut hold off Joel as they work their way through up the Ascari? Kowal now trying to make his move on Mac. It's definitely not going to work. He's going to back out of it. We now still have 12 minutes left to go here in this battle. Ooh, Joel looking it on the back end of Chestnut here. Let's wait for the camera to switch over. Here we go. Heavily down into the parabolica. That McLaren holding the brakes wonderfully right behind Chestnut. As we see Austin Broman in this battle with Andrew Jaschke. We're going to switch over in a split second. Ooh, Chestnut heavily on the... Oh! He's going for a weird braking point. As we see Andrew Jaschke with a lot of damage on the front end of his car. He's going to make it stick here past Austin Broman here as he's going to work his way up. Chestnut waiting to allow the field to go through. Andre Lloyd still battling it out with Liam McNeil here. He's still sitting strong in the pro category. He's still going to get a lot of points even though that there's 3 silvers ahead of him. Patrick still trying to battle it out here with Kowalski in that other silver class ahead of him in that Porsche. So the Rockefeller Racing Mustang is definitely trying to do the best that they can here in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's going to look for the outside here as he gets the run down into Ascari. The Porsche matches the braking. Side by side, they go through Ascari. He's going to try to make that Mustang work here. As they catch the brakes, the Porsche loses it, goes a little bit wide, but the Mustang manages to hold it in. So does the Porsche. Nose to tail as they go through down into Parabolica. What can Patrick do? Let's switch over the cameras. There we go. Oh. Aha! There you see the Porsche all up in the face of them as we go through. Takes a look on the outside as they work their way down the back straight. The Porsche trying to hold him off down on the inside. He doesn't have it, but is he going to try to outbrake him down into turn 1? I don't think he is going to. It's going to be a weird lunge. He sends it a little bit, but he cannot. He has to back out here. As we go down to Andre Lloyd trying the inside curves, holding him off. Lloyd having to back out of it. Beautiful run by Lloyd there, trying to make it down on the inside, cannot make it stick, has to back out of it in this battle with 10 minutes left to go. Irfan now bringing it closer to Hamza here in the overall battle here in the pro category. As we see Kowalski in that battle as well. Ooh, as we see Buckley is in the pits here. Irfan up front. Something happened. Looked like Hamza has lost it out here in this race. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that and see what happens here. So right now we have Anthony Molina trying to chase down Tyler Farmer here in this battle. Here as they go through. Let's take a look. What close battle do we have here right now? Andre Lloyd still on the back end of Liam McNeil here. Kowalski looks like he got disconnected possibly. But right now Lloyd's going to have to battle it out with, there's Matt there. Oh, there's a back marker. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. There's a back marker right behind Lloyd as Lloyd is just trying to run his lines here with Liam McNeil here in this overall fight here with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. Looks like a lot of the drivers having to take from some of the issues in the beginning. With 8 minutes left to go. Welcome for the follow, Francis. Truly an honor to have you here. Definitely welcome to the show. As we get through here, Liam McNeil, our P6 driver in the silver category, P2 in our hearts in the silver section, is battling it with Andre Lloyd. Lloyd trying to get a run on him into the second chicane here, but cannot make it stick as he works his way up into the Lesbo section. As we see this battling it out, it's definitely an interesting one to say the least. You have Chestnut on Broman. Farmer looks like he has just lost pace compared to Irfan. Down to 7 seconds with 7 minutes left to go. Ooh, Kurt, something happened to Liam. Ooh, I think he lost it a little bit. Now he had to back out of it, which is going to fall him back behind. And now that's going to allow LaRock, who is in P22, he's going to have to try to work his way back up the grid. Liam is probably going to let him through. He knows he's not battling him. He doesn't have to worry about it. Stefan Buckley says in the chat, got too close to the car in front, lost where I was, 4.5 minutes of damage. Ooh, that's, man. Sorry to hear that, buddy. I hope all is well. Hopefully you can still make it for the second race as we go through. Take a look here. Right now, Andre Lloyd, they're battling it out. As we see Chestnut, let's see Chris Chestnut here. He is going to be on the back end of P. Allen here, who is actually winning it right now in the second for the AM category. Something happened to Alan Zhu. Wasn't too sure what happened to Alan Zhu. As you see Chestnut leaving his blinker on in this race. Definitely an interesting one to say the least right there. So we have about 5 minutes left to play, and right now, oh, Patrick Allen losing it in Ascari. That was close, and that was very interesting. But right now we're going to switch up for the pro category. Anthony Molina chasing down T. Farmer here in this battle for the P2 spot here. Can Anthony Molina reel in Farmer here? Right now Farmer is definitely not catching them. I mean, Molina's definitely not catching Farmer. It seems like the time is holding it out the best that it possibly can here in this race. So right now the leader just a little bit ahead of them right now here in this race with 4 minutes left to play. Let's take a look. Do we have any other close battles? Doesn't look like a lot of it is drivers in the pits trying to rework their damage to get back out on the track and try to salvage as much points as they possibly can here in this race. So we see Valone working his way through here. So right now the AMs, of course, everybody's gonna get points based on their split. So nobody in AM, like say Matt and P6 and Parks and Austin or Rourke and P Allen, none of those guys are gonna take points away from the silvers that are behind them, or the pros and the silvers behind them. Everybody's going to get points adequate to the places where they're at. So right now, like with Shuffler and P4, he'll get his points and so on and so forth. Dubois in P5, he's going to get P1 points for silver because of where he's at and everything else like that. So right now we don't have any close battles, but we do have 2 minutes and 47 seconds left right now. These two drivers are battling it out on track because they are super close, even though it is not a battle for position. Mr. Josh Kimball and Irfan, as he let Mr. Irfan through here. As we go through. Truly an honor to see these guys race it out here in this battle. Trying to keep an eye and see what is going on here as well. We're going to try to pull in some driver. Let's pull in a driver that's waiting in the pits here. Ask him how the race is going right now. Let's pull in Hamza here in the beautiful Jaguar here, ladies and gentlemen, into the comms booth. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have a special guest here in the comms booth here with us. Mr. Hamza, the driver that has chosen the Russian roulette. He's chosen bullet number 1, the Jaguar here at Monza. Mr. Hamza, how are you feeling about the Jaguar?
I was feeling great until I disconnected.
Oh!
Yeah. I mean, although it bodes well for race 2, I got a pretty strong start because I know the Aston really bogs down at the start, so
yeah.
Here's hoping I can grab the lead again into turn 1 for race 2.
That is true too. I don't know what happened in the second chicane a little bit further through. We'll definitely have to see what happens with our stewards at the start of the race. That was definitely interesting to say the least. I thought we actually had a pretty good clean start, not a whole lot of issues. Of course, the standard rubbing at Monza. So we'll definitely see how race 2 starts and kicks off here. For GT Meister Racing here in this series, and it's definitely going to be an interesting one. So far, how do you think the field is? How do you think the field is doing? I know we moved a lot of drivers around, we shuffled up a lot of the grid. I mean, what's your thoughts on how the field is so far?
Things are far more accurate now. Like you can tell the quality is split up by pros, silvers, and AMs. There's much less mixing around, and I mean right now the guys were laughing because I'm just commentating a lot of the battles to them in their ear.
Yeah, it is definitely, we wanted to be a little bit more strict this season and push people into, as we see Josh Kimball crossing the line. He's going to have one extra lap to go with 3 seconds remaining. We definitely wanted to push the boundaries of making sure that we had drivers allocated to where they possibly needed to be. And of course, I'm pretty sure you understand as a driver, there's some tracks where guys are just really good at. Spa, Monza, Silverstone, but you put them on anything else and then all of a sudden they're not that. So you want to try to find that happy median of where everybody's going to be in that pace and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you'll never get it right. And hopefully, as races go on, and as seasons go on, everybody shifts down or up to where they truly belong. It's so hard to judge them based on just one track. Like somebody could be an absolute Monza beast.
Yeah.
And then you put them in like Hungaroring and they're like, oh, too many corners.
Yeah, true. 100% right there. So right now we have Irfan. He's going to be crossing the line here. He's going to be setting the tone here for our first race at Monza. Hamza, we wish you the best going into the second race. Hopefully you're able to capitalize and do a little bit more here in the second race, the second 20-minute race. As you know,
Appreciate it.
as we know, there is no other qualifiers, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, no. So we wish you the best, and I mean, even though you're still sitting in the pits, you still put a little bit of time, and you'll still gain I believe you'll still gain a little bit of time because you never fully quit out. So you'll still get a few little points to help keep you still in that championship fight. But
It's a long championship, so I'm not too upset about it.
no, and hopefully we can see what the next few cars that you're going to run with. So I'm going to slide you back up there, let you go talk to everybody else on AC1.
Alright, appreciate it.
And there you have it, ladies. Hamza in that Jaguar. So he's sitting right now at P23 at the end of race 1. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him as he goes through here, as we see Dubois in that debut race. He's going to finish P1 for the Silvers right now in that P5 overall spot with Matt here coming around the Parabolica. He's going to finish P1 in the Aston Martin. In the BMW for the AM classes. He's about to cross the line. So it's definitely a big toss-up with a lot of these drivers. Andre Lloyd crossing the line in P7. Really strong finish for him. He's finishing right behind Shuffler, a guy he was battling out within the silver class, the two drivers that have moved up into the pro category. So it's awesome to see those two guys battling it out and finishing up here. Chestnut managing to bring home the car, and then you've got James Parks in the P2 spot for the Aston for the AM class here. He's working his way down in that beautiful looking McLaren, always rocking a new livery every time he comes through here into the Parabolica. With Austin Broman here with the damage, he's going to be approaching the Parabolica. So a lot of drivers opening start of the season. Hopefully this is just a slow start, and then we can kind of power through everything, and then let the drivers speak for themselves and battle it out here in this race. So truly happy to see everybody here racing with us, and yeah, so it's definitely going to be fun. So we'll keep an eye on that with everybody else here as we see Austin crossing the line. See, we have Ryan Rorick. He's about to cross the line. He actually pulls into the pits. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is your overall. So your top three drivers is Irfan, Farmer, Anthony Molina, and then we have Christopher Shuffler in your top four for your pros. For your silvers, we have DeBow, then we have Liam McNeil, and then we have Chestnut in P. Those are your top three for your silvers. And then your AMs, we have Matt who finished 6th overall, James Parks, and Austin Broman. So the grid is growing, the grid is building, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye on everybody as we get into race 2. So that's definitely going to be an interesting one. We're just going to have to wait to see when that trips over. Sorry for the blackout on the screen there, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to wait to see what happens here. I'm going to get a drink real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pull in another driver as we wait for the round to trip off and switch over. We're going to grab another driver, bring him in, talk to him for a little bit. Oh, there we go. As the grid is lining up here, so we're just waiting for some of the drivers. Looks like we lost a few of them due to the crashes and the incidents. So that's definitely an interesting one. So we're going to pull some of these drivers over here and chit-chat with them for a little bit. Let's take a look here. We're gonna pull over. Let's bring in Christopher Shuffler here and have a little chit chat with him while he's got 2 minutes to go here. Mr. Shuffler, do you by chance have a quick second to talk with us?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, I just want to say congratulations on the place that you finished here in the race. I know it was a little bit of a cluster at the start, but huge shout out to you and where you finished here in this race. Um, Going into the round 2, what is the main goals that you have in mind?
Honestly, just a repeat of consistency I needed there. The first round, there's a lot of luck with that incident with Bandera and Jashki going into the second chicane there.
Mm-hmm.
And I narrowly escaped that. And then, unfortunately, Hamza had an internet issue, so I gained a spot off of that. So just going to try and keep the status quo. If I can finish above where I quali, that's a win for me.
Hey, that's all that we can ask for here. We want to say congratulations on your first race. Knock on metal here in the rig. That everything turns out wonderful here for the second race, and we want to wish you the best of luck here. I'm going to slide you back up. I don't want to take up too much of your time before you guys start doing the formation lap.
All good, all good. Thanks.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Christopher Shuffler, one of our premier admins here in the league, one of a good friend of mine, everything like that. Nice guy to talk to, everything as we go through here. Sorry. For some reason, I don't know why the screen's doing that, but hey, it's what we can do. As we get closer to 51 seconds left, a lot of the grid here isn't on. I mean, we don't see Hamza on the grid. Oh, he's actually starting in the back based on the finishing order. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one, ladies and gentlemen. So the grid order is going to get shuffled up before the start. And yeah, this is definitely interesting. So yeah, the battling now is going to be one thing. So we have 17 seconds. We're going to roll out. The game will automatically auto shuffle everybody back in the order that they need to be in. So this is definitely going to be an interesting one, to say the least. It's new for us and it's new for you, and I hope you guys like it, the viewers that are watching, because in all honesty, it's definitely crazy for me here. So here we go, Irfan rolling out on this formation lap for race number 2. He's just slow rolling in the SMR and trying to get those brakes warmed up in contention. But the one place we talked about, Anthony Molina looking strong in the start. And then we have Joel Bandera, and then we have Andrew Jashke, Christopher Shuffler. These two guys, I know Jashke's going to want to have a redemption race. Shuffler coming off of a strong. And then we have Patrick, P7. Can he keep it up in the front for the silver category? The game did lock him up into that P7 spot there. Then we have Mr. Anderson looking strong. Mr. Anderson and Curtis Valone here in that Porsche here. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him as well as he works his way around the grid. Now, working our way down for the AM category. I mean, James Parks leading the AM category, because we know Matt has a lot of pace. He should be in the silver class, so he's most likely going to be bumped to silver at the end of this race here. But the interesting part is that we need to talk about is the fact that you have Hamza, Kowalsk, Jude Molina, Louis Benara, Kowal, the faster guys behind that pack of AM cars, and they're going to have to drive through it. And can they handle it? Can they, or can they not handle it? That's definitely going to be the interesting one, to say the least, for those drivers. So as they work their way through, James Parks looking strong. Ryan Rourke up there in that P19 spot. I mean, Josh Kimball, he can do a rebuild race. He's got Alan Zhu right behind him there in that P23. Hamza in that Jaguar. He's possibly going to have a nice jump and get it working here. Definitely have to keep an eye on this. We see Irfan working his way through. Definitely keep an eye on this grid. Let's take a look at the track map here real quick as they work their way down. Okay, they're coming up to Ascari. Here they go through Ascari. Get close. Irfan trying to do everything he possibly can to hold Farmer off here. He did a pretty good job last race, managed to hold off Farmer and everything like that. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that as well. Farmer trying to get his tires all warmed up. Side by side they go. The reshuffle of the grid. Now this is definitely going to be a big one as they work their way through into the Parabolica. As you see all the cars in the grid. Ooh. Looks like Kowal getting off the track here. We're going to wait for the green light to go. Here we are in Helicam, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be following this really strong here. Green, 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 and we are off. Look at both the Aston Martin and the NSX battling it out. You can see Christopher Shuffler taking a look on the inside of Bandera in the background right there by the stat chat as he sends it deep. Low Molina now covering door to door, side by side. Here they go down into turn one, nose to tail. There's a little bit of a tapping in the background there, but nothing overly serious by the drivers. Felix Palant, Chestnut getting spun in the background there. Matt working his way up through Ryan Rourke, Chestnut, who almost tapping the back end of him. And then there's Louis Bernard, Alan Zhu checking up right behind. Who is Chestnut? Louis Bernard trying to, what is Louis Bernard doing? As we go through, it's unacceptable here as we see into the second chicane here as we see one of the drivers losing the back end on the car. As we jump up to Anthony Molina now, he's working his way through. As we can see the front runners here now separating themselves. Here's a little bit of a separation of the drivers here as they work their way down the grid. Up into Ascari here. Let's take a look. We have DeBow losing the back end a little bit of his car. Hopefully it's not a whole lot of damage there. He did fall down the order a little bit. Hopefully he was able to work his way back up here. Looks like Kent Anderson managed to squeeze right through here in this grid. Liam McNeil. Down into the Parabolica. As you can see, Liam McNeil and Andre Lloyd in this battle again here onto the main straight as they go. Heavily on the brakes. Lloyd almost tapping the back end of curves. As we see Eiston, Felix Palant, Kowal, Curtis Valone, Matt, and then we see Hamza in the background. Hamza in that Jaguar trying to chase down these guys to get past as fast as they possibly can here at Monza here, and it is definitely battling it out as best as they possibly can here, ladies and gentlemen. Down heavily into the brakes here. Nice tap, Molina taking a look, Kimball taking a look as well as they go through. Ooh, we got a little bit of a loss. It looks like Ryan Rourke losing the back end of that McLaren. Did he save it? Looks like he's got a lot of damage. Alan too having to check up right behind him. Unsure. Here goes Eiston and Felix Palant down into Ascari in this battle here. Looks like Felix Palant's going to make it stick as he works his way through here in this battle here. Irfan now 3/10 back from Farmer. Farmer leading the series already as we go through. Shuffler now P4 right behind Anthony Molina trying to make it stick. We have Hamza Malone, Matt and Kimball all in a little bit of a tussle here as they go through with Matt trying to work his way. Ooh, did he just disappear and then come back. Oh, good Lord. As they go through here, as we see Jude Molina, Vincent Molina, as we see a little bit of a porting in and back based on that. I don't see a whole lot of, oh, good Lord. Jude Molina disappearing and coming back here in this series. Side by side that they go here. Jude Molina, look, okay, we got a little bit of a, the McDonald's internet isn't working for Jude Molina, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to slide up a little bit more for Felix Palant here. He's going to try to take a look at Easton again. Easton's going to park his car perfectly in that corner there as they work their way through and accelerate out. Here they go through, ladies and gentlemen. The battles are battling themselves out. Let's see what I did there. Yeah, but here we go through Andre Lloyd, everybody. Felix Palant, the lone on the back end. He's trying to make something stick in that silver category. He knows he has the pace here to work his way up the grid. As he goes through Hamza in the background, Hamza's just holding out for hope to see what would happen here. As we see Matt and Josh Kimball battling it out here in this AM class here. Matt taking a lot of that curbing there through Ascari. Josh Kimball in the Rexy Roxy trying to get a little bit of wiggle. He's trying to make something stick here with that Porsche here as they go through the grid. Here they go through. Matt now getting a little bit of a pull on Josh Kimball, as Josh Kimball can't hold off that pace of Matt there in that BMW as he's starting to pull away. As we see Alan Zhu and Ryan Rourke. Oh, we're going to switch over to Alan Zhu. Here he goes down the front straight with a lot of damage on the rear end of that Porsche here. He's going to try to hold off Ryan Rourke here, but he's got a group of silver cars. Kowalski, Buckley, Kowal and Chestnut in the freight train right behind him trying to catch up to him. But right now we're going to jump up here into this amazing battle of Andre Lloyd and Easton. Easton switching back, trying to take a look. He's going to cover off. Hamza sending it deep on Felix Palant. Hamza trying to get that Jaguar past him as he accelerates out. He's going to try to use all that motor that he can possibly do to work his way up the grid here with Felix Palant trying everything he possibly can. Vallone now looking at the back. Vallone trying to capitalize as much places as he possibly can here in that silver category here in this race. Down the second back straight, because there's so many back straights here. Trying to make it stick. But right now, Easton and Andre Lloyd, this is a battle in the pro category. He, a little bit of a wiggle. Here comes Hamza. Hamza now trying to capitalize. Ooh, Easton goes super wide. Hamza, is he able to save it? He does. Catches the dirt. Now we have a jumble. Vallone in the lone man out there in this battle as they work their way through. We're going to switch over to Helicam. Vallone capitalizing on the break. Ooh, a little bit of a tap with Molina's car there. A little bit of a wiggle. Now here comes Hamza. Hamza down the back straight. He's going to get the run on Felix Palant. The legs of the Jaguar stretching them out here at Monza. Now can he catch Easton in this battle here? It allowed Lloyd to get a little bit of a breather here, so heavily on the brakes. Hamza's taking a look on the inside. Felix Palant. Ooh, the tap. Matt Molina and ooh, Josh Kimball there. That's probably going to be a report. And as we see Hamza and Easton battling it out, nose to tail. Here goes Hamza. Is he going to make the move on Easton? He's taking a look inside, outside. Easton's giving him the door, but Hamza's going to get the run down heavily on the brakes into the second chicane. Side by side they go. Now is Felix Palant going to capitalize it? A little bit of a tap. There's Felix Palant in the doorway. He's taking a look as they come up through Lesbo 1. Lesbo 1, he's catching. He's flashing. He's like, hey, bro, I am faster than you. Move out of the way. But Easton's saying, no way, sir. Coming up to Lesbo 2. Felix Palant is trying. He knows he had the space. He wanted the space. And the door wasn't there. But now, can Felix Palant? Well, what the hell are you, buddy? What did I miss? You missed a lot, bro. You missed race 1. That was questionable. Race 2. This is questionable too. But this is amazing, and you get to see my face while I stream for all of you guys, you beautiful ladies. Felix Palat battling it out. I hope you're having a wonderful time out there in Singapore, buddy. Did you make it out to Australia? I remember you telling me something about Australia. Did you make it out there yet? As we see Felix Palat still on the toe end of Eiston. Can he Oh, yeah, so we've changed up the format here at GTMR. So for Monza, we're doing 2 20-minute sprint races. At Donington, we're doing a 60-minute. The next race, I think it's 45 minutes. And then Bathurst, we're doing 45. And I think we're doing 60 and then something else. Yeah. But we're working our way through here. I'm here in LA now. Oh, nice. Beautiful weather, beautiful weather, beautiful weather. Andre Lloyd now on the back of Liam McNeil here. Nose to tail. Let me know how the stream is, by the way. Nose to tail. Can Andre Lloyd get past Liam McNeil like before? Ooh. Andre Lloyd catching the brakes a little bit early, causing Liam McNeil to have to make some moves here as they work their way through Shuffler. Now up to P4. Irfan now trying to take the battle to Farmer. We're going to jump real quick up front here to see the battle. Nope. Now we're going to go back to Valone and Hamza in this battle. Hamza trying to work his magic through and trying to get past Valone here in with that Porsche. He knows the Jaguar has the legs to get past him, but can he make it stick here? He needs to capitalize before Ascari here to make it stick. Is he going to send it deep? He is going to send it deep, but Valone is going to get a run. Is he going to try to cause Valone to have a little bit of an incident there and lose out here? Doesn't look like, yep, he lost out a little bit. Felix Palat still trying to work what he can do to get up into that groove there. As we move down to Jude Molina. Molina trying to look on the outside of Kowalski into the Parabolica as they come through. Kowalski holding, really squeezing Molina wide here. Molina trying to do a switchback here. Ooh, with a little bit of a wiggle out of the back end of that McLaren here as they come out of the Parabolica. It's definitely not something that they wanted to do. Andre Lloyd up. He's now trying the inside of Liam McNeil deep into the first chicane. Oh, Andre Lloyd catching the curb, off-roading the Aston Martin. Didn't know they built an off-road version. Hamza now trying to do what he can do there with all the room. Oh, there's a little bit of a tap there. Valone losing the back end of it. Did he save it? He saves it. Oh, track awareness, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, as Hamza really trying to work that Jaguar here. He knows he got to get past Andre Lloyd to get those points for that Pro Series here. Now as they approach Lesmo 1 here, heavily into the brakes. The Aston Martin of Andre Lloyd. Hamza is trying to look on the inside, outside. Eiston trying to capitalize in the background. Here, Felix Palat falling out a little bit of it. So hopefully they can make it stick here. Curves now back in the front of these drivers here as they work their way down into Ascari. Hamza's trying to mow them down up into Ascari. Heavy on the brakes. Oh, Hamza catching a lot of that curbing. He's going to try to work his magic onto the other back straight. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle out of Lloyd. Hamza now capitalizing. Ooh, as we see Eiston, he is going to get the toe out of from the Jaguar of Hamza here as they work their way through. Heavily on the brakes. Eiston misses. Oh! I don't know what that was about. I've got nothing. I don't know what happened. I don't know. But here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Felix Palat, Andre Lloyd, two friends battling it out here in this race. Now the question is what is going to happen between these two drivers? Are they going to work together or are they going to battle it out? That is the big question. Valone doesn't need to battle with these two. It's not for position for Valone. Valone is sitting strong in where he needs to be. But now we're possibly going to be moving up a little bit. We're going to have to keep an eye on these two battling it out here in this race and seeing what happens. Oh, Andre Lloyd holds off Felix Palat. He's like, yeah, no. And that is definitely... Ooh, Felix Palat gets a run. Now comes Valone. Valone's going to take a look on the inside. Andre Lloyd. Valone heavily. Oh, that was definitely not something I would have sent there. As Molina now falls back, but now you have Andrew Jaschke on the back end of Molina. Jaschke is trying everything he possibly can. I think he left his hazard lights on. Yeah, he did leave his hazard lights on. So here comes Jaschke on the back end of Molina there into the Parabolica with that Mustang, trying to rekindle a lot of points that he possibly can in this race. As they go through, we have 5 minutes remaining, ladies and gentlemen. So here we have Andrew Jaschke. He's going to take a look at Molina. Is he going to be able to make it happen? Or is Molina going to squeeze him down here? Oh, he is going to give him the squeeze. But there, the Mustang, they're going to match braking into the second chicane. But is he going to get it to stick? Because right now, Molina's slow. He's going to pinch down. Oh, Jaschke's going to try. He's trying to make it work here. As they go through Lesmo 1, now to Lesmo 2. Heavily on the brakes. Here they go through a little bit of a squirrel right there. So this is definitely going to help Shuffler out. Shuffler's sitting P3 right now in the overall part of the championship. So right now that's allowing him to separate himself from Molina. Molina was originally a second. But because of the pressure that Jaschke's put on him, it's now given the separation. But what's happened is now Bandera and LaRock is now in the fix to join the fight. Bandera a second back. Jaschke's going to have to make something happen because Joel here is sitting there right there in that P6 spot in that neon green McLaren. Side by side. Ooh, a little bit of a door tapper there. Jaschke kind of holds up. Joel kind of squeezes in by Molina. He's just like, yep, nope, I'm going. Jaschke holds off the inside. Joel's taking a look on the outside. See what happens here. Joel's going to try around the outside. Is Jaschke going to squeeze him down? He is not. Is he going to try to late brake? Nope. Jaschke's going to squeeze through. So right now, Jaschke, ooh. A little bit of a tight battle between these two guys here. Joel out braking himself, causing him to go over the curbing. Now he's going to try the inside of Jaschke, goes for the squeeze there. Here they come up to Ascari. Jaschke's going to try to hold him off. Trying to give him a little bit of a door there just to kind of settle him down a little bit before they go into Ascari. Hopefully not to go side by side here. And it seems to work here. Jaschke's able to get the run out that he needs. As Joel now falls back behind Anthony Molina, while Molina and LaRock are now in the battle to take position here for Joel. So let's see what happens. Side by side down into the Parabolica. Molina gets a better run. LaRock holding the inside. Joel's going to try to hold the outside to get the run out, but it's not going to help. LaRock squeezing in here to get down on the inside as they work their way through down the front straight. Here they go. He's going to take a look here. Oh, he's going to switch over. Molina heavily on the brakes. He's going to squeeze on the door there, while LaRock is going to try to do the best that he can to hold off Joel there, taking a look, trying to make something stick. Here they go on the acceleration. Can Joel capitalize? He lost 3 spots. He needs needs to make up those 3 spots here as they work their way around. Now they're going to be getting into the second chicane. He's taking a look. LaRock definitely causing him to brake a little bit early, making him question some of his braking marks as they go through. We have 60, about 50 seconds left to play here. Felix Palant on the back end of Liam McNeil here in this battle. But right now, this is one of the closer battles that we have here in this fight, as we see going up to Ascari here. Ooh. Molina using a lot of that curbing, trying to hold off this for these drivers here, as LaRock is trying to capitalize as much as he possibly can in that Aston Martin as they work their way down. A little bit of squirreliness out of Joel. Now can Joel capitalize? This is going to be the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. This battle is going to be where it's at. Can LaRock capitalize? He's going outside. Molina now on the inside. Here comes Joel. Is Joel going to make it 3 wide? That's going to be the big question. Is Molina going to try to outbrake LaRock? It doesn't look like it. Molina is going to have to back out of it. Joel, looks like those two tapped a little bit back there on the back end. Nothing overly serious, just a little bit of an outbrake maneuver there as LaRock now separates himself. But hey, now Josh Kimball is on the back end of Liam McNeil here, heavily into the brakes into the final chicane. But right now, Liam McNeil is in a battle because right now, as he is a silver driver, here comes Valone, which is a silver driver. Kimball, a pro driver. Oh, Liam McNeil, side by side as they go through oh crap. Coming up into the second chicane. Valone now having to hold off curbs, covering over him as they go through side by side curves, trying to hold everything off that he possibly can against Valone. Valone trying to inside, trying to get past curves. Now, is he going to go super aggressive here and squeeze down into Lesmo 1? No, he gets a little bit of wiggle there. Now, can curves now get the attack of Liam McNeil get the attack of Valone coming out of Lesmo 2 as they work their way through up to Ascari. Here they come down the back straight and up to Ascari. Liam's going to have to capitalize the attack and then make it stick here as he goes through. Oh, is he going to set? Whoa, that was not. Oh. Everybody's going to push at a time that they need to push. As Joel Bandera finishes across the line. Hamza's going to cross the line. Ken Anderson's going to cross the line in P9. Let's take a look. Liam McNeil manages to get the car around at Ascari to keep going. As we see Jude Molina, now Kowalski in the Parabolica as they work their way through with Andre Lloyd right there in the battle. As they're about to cross the line, that will finish it off there. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mohammed Irfan is P1, Farmer 2, Shuffler 3, Jashki 4, LaRock 5, Anthony Molina 6, Joel Bandera 7, Hamza Gulzar 8, Ken Anderson 9, Felix Palant 10, Matt Ogilvy 11, Kimball 12 as the grid keeps falling down. And it's Austin Broman. He's coming through Ascari with a little bit of a front end damage, whereas Alonso crosses the line. Now we're just waiting for Austin Broman to cross the line, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes through the Parabolica. A little bit of a front end damage. And across the line. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's your finishing order there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's return to the garage here. You have Irfan 1, Farmer 2, Shuffy 3, Jashki, LaRock, Molina, Bandera, Golzar, Anderson, Felix Palant, Matt Kimball, Valone, Kowalski, Molina, Andre Lloyd, Chestnut, Kowal, Easton, Liam McNeil, Ryan Rourke, Bowman, Dubois, sorry, I apologize. Alan Zoo. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's been truly an honor to have you. Next week we will be at Donington, battling it out there for 60 minutes. So that's definitely going to be an interesting one to say the least. It's been truly an honor to have you guys here. And if you guys definitely want to check us out, highly recommend checking us out at Discord. As you can see on the stream, type that Discord link in and you'll get in. Or if you check our Twitch stream, you'll definitely see us there as well. It's been an honor to have you guys all here with me. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care.